This is Nobel Gas with Niko and Luna.
All right, everyone, get ready, because today we are diving into a story that is equal parts wild.
And thought-provoking?
Definitely thought-provoking. You've seen those videos online, right? The ones of those dogs pushing buttons, you know.
Oh, yeah, the ones that actually say things like walk or outside play.
Yeah, treats.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So we are talking about those buttons that seem to be like bridging the communication gap.
Between us, humans,
And our furry friends.
and our furry friends, it's really captured the internet's imagination, hasn't it?
It really has. And what I think is so fascinating is that it's not just about like cute tricks anymore.
Right.
It's like we're actually using them to understand animal cognition better.
Yeah, they're called augmentative and alternative communication devices, or AAC.
Wow.
But everyone just calls them talking buttons.
Yeah, it's way easier. So talking buttons it is. And today's deep dive takes this whole talking button phenomenon to a whole new level. We're looking at what happened when one dog used his owner's tech to, shall we say, splurge a little.
Splurge might be a bit of an understatement, honestly.
Okay, all right, so set the scene for us.
Okay, so this dog is left at home alone, right? And he doesn't just ask for like an extra treat or two. He seemingly uses his owner's Alexa to order a mountain of them.
Okay, hold on. How many treats are we talking about here? Like a lot.
More than $1 million worth of treats.
$1 million? I mean, first of all, can you imagine the look on that delivery driver's face?
Oh, absolutely not.
Or the owner's face when they saw their credit card statement?
Yeah, that's rough. But this story is way more than just a crazy headline. It really makes you think, like, did the dog actually understand what he was doing?
Right. Was it like a calculated, I'm home alone, it's time to party kind of revenge?
Right, and that's the $1 million question, right?
Eh.
Some animal behaviorists have suggested that, especially dogs who are already used to using these buttons, these talking buttons, they start to associate those sounds or actions with getting something that they want.
Okay.
So it's possible that this dog just linked his owner saying, Alexa, order, with getting something that he wanted, which in this case happened to be treats.
So not so much a mastermind plan as like an accidental pot of purchase.
Yes, like an accidental purchase.
That's kind of reassuring. It's less Planet of the Apes and more like, whoops, my bad.
Exactly, yeah. It really highlights how important context is. And while this seems like a dog, that's working the system, gaming the system, it's more likely just a case of unintended consequences. And this just shows how important it is to remember that, even as we develop these new ways of communicating with our pets, there are limitations to their understanding.
Absolutely. And it really makes you think about the bigger picture, too. Technology is always evolving. It's becoming more and more embedded in our lives. And because of that, we are bound to see more interactions, whether they're intentional or not, between our pets and our devices.
Absolutely.
And that brings up a whole other question of what ethical considerations do we need to be thinking about?
Right, because as we're giving our pets essentially more of a voice through technology, we really need to consider the implications of that.
100%.
Yeah.
So for anyone listening who's thinking, oh my gosh, my cat could totally drain my bank account with online shopping, what are some key things to keep in mind?
Well, first, I think it's important to remember that this is still a really new field of study for us. We're really just starting to scratch the surface when it comes to understanding animal communication and cognition.
Okay.
The second thing is to be really mindful of how your pets are interacting with your tech. As we've been talking about, a lot of it might be more about association than their actual intent.
Right, than them actually realizing what they're doing.
Exactly. And lastly, I think it's important to approach this whole new frontier with a healthy dose of caution, a lot of curiosity, and honestly, a really good sense of humor, because who knows what kind of hilarious surprises our furry friends might have in store for us next.
And that is the perfect note to end on. This deep dive has given us a lot to think about. As we continue to explore the intersection of technology and our animal companions, one thing is for sure. It is going to be an exciting, unpredictable, and as we've discussed, a possibly very expensive ride.
For sure.
For sure.
All right, until next time.